Hello, everyone. We are the Lost Caravan RPG. We do one shots, we do miniseries, we do long running campaigns. If it's TTRPG, we pretty much do it all. Tonight, we are playing a game called Vibe Check. This is the second episode of the series, so if you missed the first one, it is up on our YouTube channel, which one of our lovely moderators will post in chat. It was a lot of fun, and we got an introduction to the game that we are all playing. A quick premise is that all of our contestants here have died. They gave up something important to themselves in order for another chance at life. They were brought into the internet, where they are currently competing with who knows how many other contestants to win said second chance at life. You immediately all found out that this is a sham and none of you are supposed to win, but we'll get there. Before we do, just a few announcements to go through. The first being we have two sponsors for tonight's stream. That is Hero Forge, which is what we use for all these beautiful tokens, and Epidemic Sound. As I hit play on the music. Dead. There it goes. Yeah. So Epidemic Sound is just this massive library of royalty-free sounds and soundtracks, which, if you're like us and you have to worry about things like copyright strikes, we just don't, because Epidemic Sound is amazing. You can use our link to either one and support us, and we heckin' love you for it. I had just a absolute brain shutdown for a second. What happens when I try and read and talk at the same time? But yeah, other than that, we do casting calls each and every month. The casting call for April should be coming out in a week or so. So if you want to come and roll some dice with us, you can absolutely do that. You can join our Discord. The link is down below, the big old button that says Discord, or just find it on our Twitter at Lost Caravan RPG. All right. I'm going to pass it over, give the lovely cast and crew a chance to tell you who they are and who they're playing tonight, and then we'll just dive on into it. Let's start clockwise from me, and let's fix the cameras.
I was waiting for him to say Dido, and I was going to go in and introduce myself as Justin.
Yeah, no, I was 100% with you.
Let's start with Dido.
Hi, I'm Dido. I will be playing Bulba tonight. The Healy electrocuting person. I set a bunch of TVs. I over-circuited a bunch of TVs last week, so I'm hoping for some fun times like that tonight.
That fight last week was awesome. Got to fight a fiery lupine creature.
Yes.
Let's
I
jump
also
over.
did that tornado thing, so nobody could get hurt
That too.
by the fire.
Let's jump over to Pix.
Hi, I'm Pix. I'll be playing the Namdega, or she goes by Nemo. And I don't remember what I equipped today. I think I equipped more water stuff and icy stuff. So we should be good.
Heck yeah. Then over to Sin.
Hello, I am Sin Synthetic 20 TTV. I am playing Kay, who has no idea who the hell she is, and is very lost because of it. Her pronouns are she, her, and mine are they, them.
And then over to no? Ignore me. My brain's just broken today. Justin, you're where you should be.
Mm-hmm.
For
Are
a
you sure?
moment,
Are you sure?
I thought you went first, and I saw you, my brain just short-circuited.
Wow.
Are you sure? I can still be Dido if you want. Like, that's...
Whatever you want to be.
Hi, guys. I'm Justin. I will be playing the role of Andrew Ender Cortez, who last session tried to punch something in the mouth and just got bit instead. Also, I think I died 3 times.
Yeah, but I mean, only once counted.
Only once counted, yeah.
And of course, I'm Andrew, your storyteller, game master, architect, whatever you want to call me for this evening. And for most evenings around here, although you are going to see a bunch of friendly faces behind the GM seat in the coming weeks, because we got a bunch of great people that want to tell a bunch of great stories, and I'm here to support it. Whew. Alright. Do you say we dive on into just a little bit of recap? Last week, as we discovered, the four of you gained sentience in this digital landscape. You were thrown into an arena with an untold number of other contestants. You'd hear an announcer saying something about the first stage of the competition, and then before you could all be shoved in, the four of you felt the rest of the crowd just kind of slip off for a moment. You could see each other clear as day from your various places, waiting area. In that moment, you could feel your threads of life connecting. One of you is to succeed. You all need to succeed. If one of you fails, well, let's just hope that none of you fail. But you were thrown into the arena, where creatures started crawling up out of the ground, out of the walls, all just trying to rip apart the contestants around you. One by one, these digitalized consciousnesses were erased. Unsure of where they go from here, even parts of the arena started collapsing into just this void. And massive snake-like creatures pulled themselves up out of the void and just started taking entire swaths of contestants with them. You heard a voice telling you to jump. This is your only way out. A new hole opened up. You knew that you were going to take the leap. Now's the time. You all dove. There was a moment where you were just nothing. Your data was trying to be erased, but then something pulled it back, threw you into an old grandma's apartment, where you were greeted with
Mama.
tea and sandwiches and information of how to survive. You need to win this competition. You need to become as popular as you can. You need the support of the viewers. Because if you're popular, they can't kill you. Once you hit that point, you'll be given a chance at life. Till then, survive, don't let them sabotage your journey, and stick together. We're given the coordinates of an HUD program, something that helps you track each other, communicate over long distances, keep an eye on each other's physical well-beings, as well as keep track of inventory. And a few other functions that don't seem entirely functioning. When you got back to your little hideout, there was a tall, blank-faced figure in a suit waiting for you. I don't know if anyone pieced it together in the moment, but the figure was based off of the legend of the Slender Man. He warned you that whatever you're trying to do, it's going to fail. But if you want a slightly lower chance of failing, then you'll do what he says. You'll play by his rules. And he'll try to help you reach the end of this journey, more or less in one piece. You immediately disregarded everything he said, left the
Nobody
region
likes
that
to
you were
follow
in.
Mr. Toss.
And named him Mr. Terms of Service.
Yeah.
Yes.
Left the advertisement district where you've been spending your time so far and headed towards the gaming district. You Jedi mind tricked the attendant to the train system, let you through at a very discounted price, stepped onto the train where these other ghostly figures were riding with you, exploring this corner of the internet. Where you were let off, you found that there were chunks of almost clouds that each housed their own ecosystem. Each seemed to be a different type of game, from fighting to role playing to MMO. And you were greeted at the gate by the architect of this region, a massively tall, feminine figure, long white dress, wide brimmed hat, that just stared down at you with absolute disapproval and warned you not to make a mess of her home, or else you might find her daughters being sick after you. Then turned into a cloud of mist, left you alone.
Bye, Lady D.
No, that's the wrong
That's one big woman.
one. I'll find it. There we go. That'll work. So, with that, as you were staring off at the hundreds of thousands to millions of these ghostly spectral figures floating from island to island, what would the four of you like to do?
What is
So we're-
currently in our heads-up display?
You have your map of the area, you have the location of each other, you have each other's well-being. Is there anything else you'd like to try to see in your HUD system?
I can't think of anything offhand, but maybe somebody else can.
I mean, we might as
we're-
well explore.
We're here to break this, right?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Does that mean we go left?
Ender is going to look very closely at his map,
Mhm.
zooming in on corners, and wants to see if there are places where there's even a pixel out of place. Maybe a wall isn't quite connected just right. Maybe there's some
Ooh.
geometry that can be abused. If this
We
is
can-
in fact a gaming district within an already digital platform,
It's gotta be bugs, right?
let's find some out of bounds.
Do you have an ability that you'd like to use? Because I know there are some abilities that would give you something like
I found a glitch.
Oh, I was like, God, is my camera screwing up again?
This time it's a pretty glitch.
No, this is he's just using his eyes.
just your eyes, huh?
Yeah.
Call this style.
Okay.
This is taking a moment to step back, to just take in the world around you, use what you know of this world, and put it into practice.
Why, that's a 6.
Absolutely. There's just like a moment of staring at the map. You can see lines, very faint, just starting to right themselves, just in nonsensical patterns overlaid with this. And then just focusing more and more until they start to solidify, and then it just zooms through into an underlay.
Any particular like spot, or just kind of?
Just kind of everywhere. It seems very similar to the layer you're on, just different.
There's definitely something underneath us. I hope it's not just a kill plane. That would suck. But it looks like.
What does it look like? Tell me, because
What
I can't
a-
see through this
what a-
tail.
What a wonderful tail you have there. I'm sorry, it's adorable.
Is mommy back?
No. It does look like there's not a great way to, at least from what I can say, not a great way to sort of escape the bounds of the district in a way they wouldn't expect. But if we are able to do it, there is something under the ground.
What kinds of icons are on the map? Like, is there a legend to it?
No legend, but there are tons of icons. Like, from things you might expect, like exclamation marks or arrows, to, question marks, to slashes, to golden triangles and red triangles. The more that you, focus on an area, the more that you can see it is just a chaos.
Are there any places that are devoid of icons?
On this plane, no.
Okay.
Maybe we should try going closer to underground. Try and find any weak points there.
Yeah. It definitely seems like if we want to navigate this, then we may want to learn what all these things mean. So going to, one of each kind might help us there, right?
You think there's a tutorial area?
I don't know.
Or easy mode.
Would that not just be a trap?
Yeah, let's...
Who needs instructions, right?
It's
Is
just like-
there a, settings menu within the HUD?
I mean, if you'd like, you could certainly stop and take some time to play around with it. You all kind of did install it, do some shopping, and then...
I kind of want to get this cat away from my microphone, but I kind of want to just get more information.
Sure. I just need you to roll a single d6. It's d6. And before you roll it, just let me know if you think you're going to roll higher or lower than I will.
I think I'll roll higher.
There's my number.
Well, here's my number. Also a 5.
You start just kind of tampering with things, just focusing on different parts of the HUD until there's just this heat that starts building. A literal firewall just starts washing over you.
Oh, I'm going to ice that down. Bring down the heat of the situation I do have ice as still my tag for
Mhm.
style.
Just starts radiating steam as your ice. It just kind of helps to wash away the heat.
Okay, that didn't work well.
All the rest of you, as that's happening, you would just see this X appear over top of K.
Oh.
Let's
I
push a
think
different button. Go on.
Okay, take like 10 steps in one direction or the other.
Okay.
Go left. Always go left.
Always left.
She'll take 10 steps to the left.
You get
Take it back now, y'all.
about 6 steps in, and then just feel your body freeze. Is this about 11 to 12-year-old looking digitalized NPC just comes running up out of the street with just these, like, red and white squares along his belt. He just stops short of you, points a finger. I challenge you! Pulls out one and just tosses it to the ground.
Did you just? I think you just got flagged for PvP. Okay.
A squirrel-like creature, just radiating fire, pops out of the cube and just stares at you.
Okay. Okay. So, follow me here.
Mhm.
One of the new tokens that I got is Draco Nexus,
Mm-hmm.
which allows me to summon a mighty dragon.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I can do that for any amount of flow.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm imagining is me summoning a Charmander-sized dragon for 0
For
flow.
0 flow.
Yes.
Just look down at your own belt and you see that there's a single cube hooked to it. What
Oh,
would you like
let's
to
go. I am gonna throw that Pokecube.
do?
Let's go.
A Kuni cube. A Kunimon cube. It just soars through the air until it just expands out. What does your little dragon look like?
My little dragon looks like a creature made entirely of fire. Like, but adorable, like Calcifer levels of adorable from Howl's Moving Castle. So, just a fire dragon in the most literal sense. In my imagination, I got the Draco Nexus because of our encounter with the fire lupine creature. So it creates a similar creature, but in a draconic form instead of lupine.
Just about a foot tall instead of about 2 stories tall.
Yeah.
Alright. The two Kunimon pop out of their respective cubes and just stare each other down. Of course, the NPC is just going to declare that they go first.
Okay.
As you do.
That is a single 6, as this thing just starts reeling back to just spew flame across your Kunimon. What would your response be?
Spewing flame.
Mhm.
Breathe in,
Ooh.
and then, like, expel the flame back.
Think that's tempo? Or style? Or power?
I feel like
okay,
it's
either-
style, because I can't imagine a more stylish move.
Absolutely. I could see it being any of the 3.
So that is double sixes.
That's absolutely a success. That is a crit as you just absorb the flame from this creature and just spew it back until the entire thing just breaks apart into data and returns to the Kuni ball. And absolutely just unperturbed, this young boy NPC just gives you a thumbs up. Alright, I guess you won this one. And just like takes some credits out of nothing and just kind of tosses them to you. And then would turn to
Okay.
just go back to standing where he was, just waiting for the next person to walk by.
Okay. Did I actually get cash from that?
Let's go with 1 cash.
Sure.
So
Okay.
2 cash,
I don't think we're in
as
dou-
long as you're wearing what's on top.
I don't think we're in double anymore.
Oh yes.
Um,
Oh no, it's damage. Never mind. It does plus 2 damage.
yeah.
It's damage now.
Okay.
Did the X go away?
No.
Oh. I am going to be noticed
Yes.
by
Everyone.
NPCs. That's bad, I think is the word.
Do we know that only you will be noticed?
Would any of the rest
I-
of you like to walk in front of this NPC?
Yeah, you know what? Let's do
Yeah.
it.
No reaction.
Oh, I
Oh.
wanted to trigger a double battle
I'm just
in
going
which
to
2
go
adults
up.
beat up
What?
a child.
What icon is above the NPC? Is there an icon?
It's it was a red triangle. Now it's down to green.
I'm just gonna go up in front of it
Mhm.
and sort of be like, "Hello, is anyone there?"
Nothing.
It might only trigger the red NPCs.
But then let's just look for the green ones, right?
Maybe.
Okay.
Are we a party? Are we all
Maybe.
one entity in the eyes of the game?
That's possible.
Where is the closest red triangle?
Well, where does individuality end?
Evo just getting super introspective right now.
That's too existential for me right now.
There's red NPCs all over the place.
I'm gonna walk past one a couple of paces in front of Kay before Kay gets to it. This could only end badly, right?
I mean,
Think
we're already dead, right?
the next closest one you'd see is just this big old biker dude, like kind of cut off, like muscle shirt, holding a lead pipe, and he's just kind of just back and forth, just in this like bouncing, just idle pose.
Fighting game.
Mm-hmm.
I was never very
So-
good at those, I don't think.
Are any of the red triangles moving toward me?
They all seem stationary.
Okay.
Does me walking past the red triangle trigger it?
Nothing.
And then me right behind.
There does seem to be a radius, but again, you feel that moment when your feet just lock, and that the NPC would just turn to look at you.
Oh, that's uncomfortable for multiple reasons.
For this really janky walk animation towards you, lead pipe up.
Throw a shoe at it.
I guess in this situation feels best to let the born aspects of the character take over.
Quick, what was that license plate?
I have no idea.
What would you like to do?
I think freeze the pipe in place and then like do a strike to the wrist area that's connected to the pipe to try to separate the two.
Yeah. No power.
Okay. That is a 3.
That is not going to be quite as good.
No. I only have 1 power because of clothing.
I am going to interject here, and I
Please.
am going to, come up to him and be, they, them, or no, you're playing a she, her, right?
Her.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
yes.
going up to her, and I'm going to put my hand on her. I know that I'm kind of lost in my own thoughts here, but let me just help you here. And I am going to like form a bubble and pop it above her head, and it should like shimmer down some like glitter on her. And it's bubbly chance where you get to re-roll your last roll.
Oh. Okay.
This big biker just starts to swing, and the pipe starts to freeze for a second and then breaks through it as you take that moment to just send off that bit of luck.
And that was a 1.
Is
I've got
it
nothing. You've got no luck.
re-roll and take the higher, or re-roll and take the new result?
It just says can re-roll their last roll.
So I think that means that your new result is now 1.
Yeah.
I lean over to Ender and be like, I think I was the wrong person to test that. I forgot I cannot be seen by enemies unless I attack them
Yeah.
first.
Well, as you were saying
Well-
this, a lead pipe just comes crashing down onto Kay for 2 harm.
That makes sense.
Although- Now that you say that, I have an idea. And if we can't be seen by this guy, Ender wants to like kind of walk around the fight a little bit and then walk up behind NPC with a lead pipe and just like clock him in the back of the head.
So, 4, because I want to give you all the information. Now that Nemo has assisted in this fight, there is also an X above them.
Hmm.
Ah,
So it
if any-
is a PvP.
Perhaps. That was
Well,
bad.
these guys don't seem like P. This still seems very PvE.
But I think we'll now attract the NPCs.
I think by interacting with the game, we put ourselves in it.
Are we not
could I get some
already
help,
in it?
please?
Ender, are you rushing into the fight
Yeah.
as well?
Oh yeah, I'm
Right, so-
I'm gonna flank and
What's our flow count?
Um,
It's gonna be important now.
I have not been tracking. I did not think that this one NPC would take more than 1 round of action.
Because I know I generate flow at the start of combat.
so do I.
Consider it
As
infinite.
do I.
You have infinite flow right now.
Oh,
Shit, okay.
Really? Well,
Hey,
in that case,
do your dragon thing, but with infinite flow as the.
Well,
Oh!
Cortez, you
Oh
still
my
have an
gosh!
action. And Balba, you also
Yeah.
still have an action.
No, like
Do I-
I mean,
oh, but there's only one of them. Okay, I'm gonna do that.
yeah, no, this is straight up just deck this dude
Walk
in the
up
back of
and
the
bam.
head.
Go for it.
Like while I'm not seen, there's no way this is anything except power.
Yeah.
Why that is 2/6.
If it's at least 1 damage, the NPC would just evaporate. You also now have an
Tiny
X
little
above your
pixels.
head.
Do I have an
Alright.
X above my head as well?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Okay.
you got one when
Okay.
you did the thing.
Well,
I think having the X is the only way you can interact with NPCs.
Yes.
I'm gonna go up to one that presumably has a green triangle above it. I'm going to. Are you sentient yet? Do you know what you are?
I think
Just-
having
Look down at you. Can I help you?
Perhaps. Are you qualified?
Am I qualified for what?
What is it that you do? What services do you offer?
Well, I repair things. Tools, weapons, vehicles.
Can you repair my soul?
Is that a tool, a weapon, or a vehicle?
Some might say it's a vehicle for something.
For the
Yeah.
metaphysical realm, perhaps.
you could make an argument for all three.
Well, if you want to park it in the garage over there, just be 15 cash.
I'll think on it. Thank you.
Just park your
I'm
soul
so
in the
sorry.
garage over there.
I'm so sorry, Uber.
There's a special garage that is just souls.
Got a line of emo kids out the back.
Speaking of garages and vehicles, you would all hear just this roar of engines just echoing out through this cloud that you're standing on, realizing that you have wandered into the racing district.
Like classic car racing or like muscle car racing?
Is that something that you think you could recognize just from sound?
Yes. Classic cars have a very distinct sound.
Then it would very much be a mixture.
Are there other kinds of racing that's going on as well? Is it just cars?
If you even take just a few moments to look around, you see that there's tracks for off-road vehicles, four-wheelers, motorcycles,
Now
hover
this
bikes.
is pod racing.
There's
Are
planes.
there
there's
go-karts?
There's boats. There are go-karts. Any kind of racing that you could imagine. There's goat racing.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Yeah,
There's goat racing.
racing.
you ride a goat.
I feel like I'm at an amusement park now. Let's go racing.
Let's go play bumper cars, guys.
Yeah. I
While
was
we're
thinking
doing
bumper
this,
boats.
I really think this is the right way to go about things, but I also want to be paying attention to the map to see if I can like discern, what the different icons are on the map.
We're just meant to survive for 7 days in here, right? It didn't say that we had to do anything in particular.
That's true. But 7 days of pipes in the head is really not what I'm looking forward to.
Just avoid the red triangles.
But I'm just thinking that perhaps we stay in the tutorial area until the 7th day.
That's almost cheating.
Did they not cheat us?
I don't think that we're going to be allowed to, but I'm fine with having fun while we can.
Yeah,
What are rules but for breaking?
exactly.
Rules are just a suggestion.
Okay. So what
On
would
that
you
note,
all like
let's go
to
play
do?
bumper planes.
Bumper planes.
All right.
It's either that or bumper goats, whichever one's funnier.
You can absolutely wager
Would you
on your races if you'd like to.
Would you say that the goats ram each other?
Not the good ones.
I'm hoping that there's something in place where we can't throw races and win lots of money.
You can certainly try. Who all would like to enter a race, and is anyone wagering anything?
I have an entirely fat wallet of 1 cash.
I would like to participate in a race because I like going fast.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll do it.
For
Let's
sure.
do a race.
And if you need to borrow some money, Kay, I can definitely assist. I have 24.
Oh, that's fine.
Are you sure?
I have. I'm going to watch. I want to be focused on learning what I can about the systems while other people are doing.
So, you have the 50cc race, you have the 100cc race, and the 150cc race. Each one comes with an increasing size in the prize winnings.
I want to go for the 150 and I want to put $5 on it.
The moment that you walk up to the kiosk, select 150, it blinks for a few moments and asks confirmation.
Yes.
You are immediately just zipped away.
Okay, and I want to use my special ability now. Where I break the rules.
Absolutely.
Say that nobody could possibly win but me.
I need you to take a d6. Let me know if you're going to roll higher or lower than I am.
Are you pulling the protagonist card?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You pulling the protagonist card or me? Because
No,
I've got false gnosis where I could just, do the esoteric truth, and on a 5 or a 6, it's true.
You've also caught the attention of 2 architects who are very
Oh.
carefully watching you cheat.
I am going to say I'm going to roll higher than you because I feel stupid right
Go
now.
for it. My number's already ready.
All right, I've got mine. No!
Anyone else like to join a race before we find out what happened to Nemo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to enter a race. I'll also put $5. I'll do the 150 as well.
You are also just whisked away.
Yeah, same. In hopes of getting us all in the same place, 150, $5.
Okay. The 3 of you are immediately placed on a starting line. You have a few moments to customize your carts to your heart's content. So what would they look like? They're go-karts, so they're maybe 6 or 7 feet long on average. But as far as like paint jobs or tire styles or decals, that's all up to you.
Mine would look like it's from Wreck-It Ralph in the Sugar Rush.
Love it.
Are we going like full Mario Kart with this, basically?
I don't know what Mario Kart is. This is Marco Craft?
Oh, do we have to? Are we playing hide and seek on these too?
Let me get my bananas ready.
I have some really good token moves that are like Mario Karts. That's what's
Same.
fun
Same.
about these
Oh, same.
tokens.
Same.
Is there a bike option?
Absolutely.
All right, yeah. So Ender's got a bike that's like very low ridden. His arms are actually like up almost above his head. On this thing where he's like just completely forward. It's almost like if Wario made a Tron cycle.
I was going to say a Harley Tron cycle.
Got like big pipes coming out of it for no reason.
Volva?
Their cart is this very dark purple where the front and the back looked like a 56 Chevy Bel Air. It's got yellow white pinstripes, and the inside is like completely yellow. The stripes on the side just looks like electricity sparks. And the wheels spark. And the wheels are invisible.
Of course they are.
Oh, that's such a cool touch.
There we go. That's what I wanted. As everyone else is also customizing their carts, you get quite a few looks in your direction. And Nemo, as you are getting ready, you just focus on breaking the rules, on just disregarding everything that this place is built around. And you feel a pair of eyes just boring their way into your soul.
I don't have it now.
It's in the garage.
It's in the
Into
garage.
where your soul should be. The architect of this place is just staring daggers at you. So, the way it's going to work is that there are going to be a series of challenges. As long as you can survive each of these challenges, the final stretch is purely who can get the most successive rolls in a row between you and your NPC competitors. The light flashes above you. Red. Yellow. Green. Everyone just starts spinning out, taking off down this track. Which is odd, because you can only see maybe a good 30 feet ahead of you, as the track is actively building itself as you are driving. And it takes you out and almost straight up into the air. Before we jump into the race, Kay, is there anything that you would like to do from the sidelines?
I am assuming that there are spectators for this racing event.
Thousands.
I am going to be grabbing myself some extra cash
Oh,
from the spectators.
okay. Just trying to siphon off some of their digital currency.
Yeah.
Even though you are technically cheating, the sole focus of the architect is on your companion, so there is no risk of getting caught.
Sweet.
That also means that Nemo, at least for this first stretch, this first challenge, you will have to roll twice, picking the worst result of the two. As she is now actively sabotaging your vehicle up until you can prove that you are a competitor.
And that I'll play fair. Well, I've got news for her. I don't play fair.
The track shoots straight up into the air, just building itself one brick at a time. It suddenly just swerves sharp left and right, and just does this winding back and forth. We'll go down the line. Balva, how would you like to handle the curves of insanity?
I think she is using some of her new abilities that she got to kind of combine the electricity that she used just to power it, and but also trying to make the space hers, basically.
So who all has abilities that give you flow at the start of combat?
I do.
Just one each?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a damage to add another 2, so 3 total for me.
For 5 flow already. Right off the bat. Bulba. Are you throwing an elemental tag in there?
I am kind of using 2, but it's mostly space.
Okay. That style or tempo?
That is tempo.
Beautiful.
Wondering. It's too early to do some of that stuff. I want to.
Say.
How much flow do we have?
5.
Are there people in front of me
Yeah, I would say so.
that are not Nemo or Ender? Okay. I would like to do my first special ability,
Ooh.
which is Singularity Crash. 4 of those near enemies are going to just be sucked into each other, and they're stuck there. 4 of them.
Ooh.
And if any of them die, they explode. So I'm gonna drive through one of them to try and do damage.
Okay. That will be 1 less die of tempo, as you're physically trying to force your way through a competitor.
That's fine. I got A6,
Beautiful.
which is 2 flow. I just used 4 flow.
We're up to 3. And there's just this explosion that goes off behind you, and then a series of other explosions that just rocket and shake this track.
Yeah, because that also it detonates and deals damage to all near enemies equal to tier plus 2.
Yep.
Because
Those ones that you suck in just collide and explode.
oh, that was cool.
And
That
you're
actually
able
worked.
to just shift your way through the curves.
Nice work, Boba.
Nemo,
Yeah.
what you got?
I have a lot of things. How much flow do we have?
3.
We have 3. Oh, damn. So I'm going to use... What does the playing field look like ahead of me?
It's completely vertical and just very sharp, sudden curves that just goes on and on.
So in order to keep myself on the track, rather than worrying about the enemies for this round, I am going to use crashing waves to try and make a sort of track that will keep me on the road
Ooh,
by pushing water in front of me. And then, so
yeah. Heck yeah.
that costs 1 flow.
We're down to 2.
Got a 4 and a 3. So,
Reroll it.
3 and a 5.
Lowest would have been a 4, which is still a success, just with complications. Up to 4 flow is just that wave crashes down and kind of pushes, giving you this extra boost that at every turn you just feel another just kind of wave crash into the side to help you navigate each of these bends. But that constant crashing and slamming you can already feel is starting to cause wear and tear on the body and tires. Which at the moment isn't going to be a problem, but later we'll see. That just brings us down to Ender.
Ender actually had a very similar idea. We're gonna pull a speed racer and just ignore all of these curves by casting Leyline Prison underneath the vehicle and just bopping it up so that it just goes over every curve and lands back after they're done.
Absolutely.
Now
Uh,
that's pod racing.
so you're adding the. No, you're using an ability, not adding a tag.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For one flow.
that is just going to. I might ask for a style just to make sure that you're aiming properly, like hitting the right spots, and you're not throwing yourself off course.
That's fair. Oh no. 3.
3, that's still a success. But you are going to come slamming down hard on the road just as you're passing by the curves, and there's a moment where you start to spin out and others start just zipping past you. But you survived the curves. The enemies are gonna go. Nemo and Balba, the two of you would have had a chance to pick up a power up. So would both of you roll a d6, please?
6.
6.
Ooh. Both of you can just expend that power to choose an enemy, and they just get locked in time.
Ooh.
It's only for
I'll
a
do
round,
the
but
one that's trying to catch drag from me.
one of the enemies just whips behind you, and you can tell that like they could have tried to catch up to you, but they're just sticking right behind you, and then they just stop. You're gonna use the
do have a
Balba, or are you hanging
question.
on to it?
I'll use it. For one that's probably like Nemo did. That's behind. I think I did enough to people who are in front of me for now. I don't want to be too much of a target too early on.
Fair enough. 3. That's a 6. 5. 2. Nemo, as you target that one behind you, that just locks up. You start to hit that last curve, and your momentum is just gone. Suddenly, the two of you are just sitting there, like 10 feet apart, just staring at each other.
Oh, it was you. Whoops.
No, I rolled for their power-ups. They got very similar things. One of them is going to try to throw a bomb at you, Balba.
Power up.
I'll give you a chance to try to dodge it, or you can simply just boost, take it, and just keep going.
I'm gonna boost.
Absolutely.
I mean, Bulba's all about going fast, so.
So you'll take 2 harm,
Alright.
but you are holding steady at the front of the pack. Right, not too far behind you would be Ender, and not too far behind Ender would be Nemo. A good third of the competition has already been wiped out so far. As that track kind of starts to level back off, even with the ground, even though up and down and left and right don't really matter in a dimension like this. That track ahead of you starts to raise ever so gradually and then comes to a sudden stop as it just forms a ramp into nothing. Balba, what would you like to do?
I'm going to full speed ahead. Gonna
Just
duck
hit
down
it.
and just right off.
Okay, let's go for a power roll.
This isn't gonna go well. 5.
5, absolutely. You just hit the gas and rocket up the ramp into nothing.
Which
Nemo?
is 2 or 3. 2 or is that 2 or 3 flow for a
Oh, is it
5?
5? Should be 3.
Yeah, 3.
We should be up to 8 flow if I'm counting correctly.
Yes.
Actually, behind you would be Ender. So, Ender, how would you like to handle The Dead Man's Gap.
Is Nemo behind or in front of me?
Nemo's
I'm behind you.
pretty close behind you.
Okay, I'm gonna slow a tiny bit to let them get in front of me. Before speeding up and jumping off this ramp, but before I do, I will be spending 2 flow on Revenge of the Carboniferous to create a large oil slick behind me.
Absolutely.
Basically, just making sure that they don't get caught in it as well. That they
Mhm.
are in front of me when this happens.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, you immediately hear tires just screeching, just cars slamming into each other. See your power roll.
Oh, sweet, another 6.
Beautiful. And then Nemo, you see that oil slick go off. You know, a good chunk of the competition just got wiped out.
How much flow do we have?
9.
9? Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna use 5. So I have this thing where I just kind of look at them and I'm like, I guess it's time for a murder. And I am going
done that.
to summon a flock of crows to help me get across and then peck out the competition. And because it is a tier 2, it will last for 2 rounds. So this
Ooh.
round it'll help me get over the Dead Man's Gap, and then next round I just want the little micro, and I kind of want them to look like pastries. So they're like micro croissants.
Oh,
I love it.
So you're using a murder of crows to do a murder.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, because they would last 2 rounds, that is going to get you to the other side safely. You will not have to worry about a second skill check while you're in the air. The rest of you, however, you are just soaring into nothing. It is just open sky and clouds in front of you until you can see little creatures in the air that just start zipping past you. It at first could look like little birds, and then you see that these are full-on just shards of metal. Just meant to just kind of hold in the air here, and then just zip towards whoever's the closest. So, we'll start with Balba. What would you like to do as these shards start trying to impale your bike?
One of them is only going to get 2 shards.
Also,
I
that
don't
should
have
make-
enough flow to do that.
That should make the game person happy because the crows are beautified grotesque. So
Oh, absolutely. You would notice that you did not have any difficulty for this second challenge.
I'm gonna use the last 4 flow to do kind of what I did before, but with these shards of metal. Try and just gather them in just one place away from me. I'm not gonna charge through them this time, but
How much flow are you
Just to, like-
spending?
I'm using 4.
So you are out of flow.
Mhm.
But you are able to just pull them off to the side away and clear a path for you. Just brings us down to Ender.
Is a path cleared for everybody?
No.
Oh, well, that's
There is no flow
unfortunate for
left.
me.
Tried. I was gonna warp the inversion for us, but we didn't have enough flow.
I do have a question.
Mhm.
Would I be capable of, because it's all called a scene, right?
Mhm.
if it's cutting back and forth, would I be capable of generating flow through my activities on the side that could help them out on the battlefield?
If you are engaging in combat, yes.
Okay. Fair enough.
I picture Cade just in the back, just like shadow boxing.
Oh my god. Okay. No. All right. This is what we have to do.
Mhm.
Ender, going towards this swarm of blades, effectively, takes one of his tokens and tosses it out in front of him, attempting to use arachnophilia, and then nothing happens, and he just dives through a bunch of blades.
I need a power roll, please. With one fewer die.
And
That's
don't
fine.
let this be the end.
That's a bunch of threes.
That is still a success, which means you'll take 6 harm.
Well, okay.
But you still generated flow.
Yeah, that is still 2 flow.
I did. And Ender's car just as he is at -2 health now.
Just stops just a little short. But you can both kind of look back and see where, you're just like, alright, no. Ender's gonna make it. Just needs to boost right now. Now. Boost. Why aren't you boosting? Boost. And then just into the cliff face.
Oh no.
Yeah, he didn't
I've
really
been
nail
there
the
before,
landing there.
buddy.
The competition is now down to less than a dozen competitors total. You face the final challenge, just this long golden bridge with rainbow colors kind of just radiating their way through it.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
The one competitor take the very slight lead out ahead of you, hits the bridge, and there's a part where he just falls through.
Wait, I have a question.
Mhm.
On the comfy stuff that's quickened, so reduce flow cost by 1. Is that for everybody in the party?
Just you.
Just me. Well, we would have had 1 flow still. I'm so sorry.
Are you
There-
serious?
I forgot.
Oh no.
There
I
are
only needed 1. I also have that, so arachnophilia only costs 1.
Well, now the two of you have more flow to use going forward.
I'm so sorry. I forgot about that.
It's
There
fine.
are-
I'm starting to like being dead.
There are parts of this bridge that are just not real. Entire chunks where it is just an illusion and there's nothing but void underneath. And it's up to you to figure out how to drive along this bridge when you could fall through at any moment.
Being that she literally just used a space power, she's gonna stay hunkered down so she can kind of keep her speed,
Mhm.
but drive less recklessly and more precise.
Would you say this is
Which is-
style?
No, speed and precision is tempo.
Fair enough.
And that's also where my spark in space is also, which is kind of
Um,
what I'm...
I'll say that if you are trying to be cautious and still be as fast as you can, I'll throw 1 less dice on it.
Alright, that's fine. That's still 4. That is a 4, a 3, and 2 1s.
4 is still
Wow.
a success. Yep. 4 flow. The consequence is you are just carefully maneuvering around. Every time you get a glimpse of a see-through part of the bridge, you are just darting off to the other side. In that moment of being as careful as you can, these other cars full on just riding a good like foot and a half above the bridge just zip past you before they hit back down on the bridge and then continue their path. Nemo.
Alright, so not knowing where the holes are in the bridge, I am just going to use one flow. And I am going to sort of make my own road with this, with Frosted Kiss,
Ooh.
and just create a sheet of ice that will propel me toward the finish line.
So you were just going off the track, just following the ice.
Well, I'm going to put it over the road, but that way the ice will actually keep me from falling under where the...
It'll also keep those behind you from falling through.
Well, Ender's behind me, right? Or he will be, so, you know.
Ender's corpse is behind you somewhere.
But I would say that if any of them had been hit with the crashing waves from earlier, they might be frozen from touching that ice. So
I think it's safe to say that in the like 4 dozen other competitors that have died, a majority of your crashing wave probably hit most of them.
you know.
How about a power roll? Just
All
because
right.
there is no obstacle, this is purely you just gunning it across ice.
And I got a 6 and a 1.
Beautiful. You are now down to less than 6 other competitors. As you cross the bridge, all of you hit that track. And maybe 250 feet ahead of you, it is just this almost straight shot. And everyone immediately just hits the boost and goes. What would the two of you like to do?
You said people got in front of me, right?
Mhm.
I have enough flow. I'm gonna get rid of
There's
them.
6 flow.
I'm gonna use 4 of that, and I'm gonna do Singularity Crash again, and I'm gonna suck them all to it does up to 4.
Mhm.
Yeah, into one spot. Is there anybody between Nemo and I?
Not if you don't want there to be.
Okay, I don't want there to be, because I'm gonna clear the path for both of us. I'm gonna spend another flow to... Oh no, that's when I get hit. Never mind. So it's just 4 flow. They're
You could ask
sucked
Nemo
together.
just to reach out and slap you.
Nemo, hit me!
Just rams the car over you.
You get some sprinkles onto your tires, your invisible tires.
I assume that hits means that you would have to take damage.
I'm okay with taking some damage to blow those people up.
Let's go with 1 harm, as you were just
All right.
rammed by Nemo.
Sorry,
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm not the best driver. So I think I always used what they consider an Uber.
You did exactly what I needed. And then the people in front of us just they explode. They take 4 damage.
It is the 2 of you and 1 competitor. Nemo, you could absolutely just gun it, or you can try to aim and take out this last driver. If you fail to take them out, they are likely to get enough of a lead that you would not be able to catch them.
I'm gonna gun it.
I'm gonna roll competing power roll against you.
Okay.
I got a 4 and 2 1s.
I got to 5 and a 3.
The 2 of you just take off, the way cleared from Balba. Just neck and neck, you start pulling ahead ever so slightly. And then further, and then further. 1 more roll. Oh, I got a 3.
I got a 5 and a 1.
You finally just inch out ahead, a full car length now. As the two of you start to cross the line, you pass by no problem. There are cheers, there's a flashes, a picture is taken of you, and then you can feel the heat of an explosion go off as the individual in second hits the finish line, which is now a solid wall, and just explodes against it.
Oh,
How much flow do we
let's
have?
go. 2.
2.
Damn it.
Balba, you also see this explosion, and you know that that is a wall.
Uh-huh. Shit.
Balba, what would you like to do?
I am going to. All right. This isn't really what this does, but I am going to charge my tires with electricity, and I'm gonna start angling my cart up to drive up the wall instead of crashing into it.
Would you call that tempo or style?
I will fight for tempo, but if you want it to be style,
I would call it tempo.
will. Okay. Because you gotta pull up at the right time to not just fully collide.
Absolutely.
Alright. Oh, that's good. 2 6s, 2 5s, and a 4.
I would say that that is more or less a success.
We have all of the flow in the world now. Because double 6s is like 5 flow.
Oh, I stopped adding once the enemies were dead.
Yeah, but if we can get up to 10, we can bring Ender back.
You just take off into the sky, just zipping along that invisible wall, while Nemo, you will just herald into the finish line, just multiple entities just circling you, taking pictures. You and your vehicle just like lifted up onto this platform.
I'm gonna look out for the person that was blowing holes into my back.
You see sparks in the air and just you hear a
The architect of the gaming district is seemingly gone.
I don't know where you are, but told you that nobody could win but me.
Before we jump to your winnings, Balbo, what are you doing? Because you were just driving off into space at the moment.
I'm not gonna steal the spotlight.
No, you should definitely steal the spotlight.
Your
Do it.
flow is considered back to 0.
Oh, well then I can't do nothing. I'm just, you know, having a fun time with my electric car. Just driving right up into the air. And I will probably go splat because I have no way to not go splat.
You can still use your tokens out of combat. They just take rolls instead of using flow.
Oh. Well, in that case, I'm gonna do Parasonic Rhapsody to try and create a maze back to the ground.
There
That I
is
can try.
no longer any ground. The track was creating itself as you were driving and is gone.
Are my teammates still on my HUD?
Yeah.
I am going to target Nemo, and I'm going to make a maze between me and her, and drive through it back to her.
I will let you know that you are going to hit a wall.
That
You can drive
is-
around for as long as you'd like, but eventually, your fiery demise will come.
Can
Well, that's-
I create a hole in that wall while she's trying to get to me.
If you'd like to leave the pedestal, sure.
I feel like this is a trick.
Could I stop my criminal activities? I don't know if we're doing any rolls for my criminal activities, but I do have Perfect Zen, which gives me the power of flight.
Similarly,
I could fly up to grab Bulba.
Similarly, even trying to enter the arena, you would find a similar wall.
I am going to look
I need
back.
a way to stop.
Well, then I don't
Okay.
end my criminal activities. We're keeping those up.
Okay. I am going to use that maze to lower my velocity, so before I get to the wall, I am already at a stop. So when
Ooh.
I hit the wall, it's more of a bump than a full-on crash.
A figure just kind of seated in a cloud would just kind of float up to you, fishing rod in hand. What you doing up here? Race is
Chilling.
over.
I'm still flying.
I kind of got to bring you in.
Like, to jail?
No, just off the track. We need to reset the track.
Ooh, can I go again? Okay, yeah, let's go again.
He's just gonna like hook the back of your car with the fishing pole and just
Hey,
take
don't
off.
scratch the paint.
For winning the 150cc track, you are awarded 60 cash.
Woo!
I shall split that with Enda and Boba when they get back.
Speaking of Ender and Balba, the two of you now both have a mark on your death clock.
But this is a new day, right?
Mhm.
So
Your prize is jail.
I would split the winnings evenly so that they would get $20 a piece as well.
Oh, sweet.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And
We worked as a team. We deserve to have the money split.
Similarly, Ender, from your fiery wreckage, you are pulled out of the pit by a figure floating on a cloud, holding a fishing pole. They just drag you up, out, and just plop you down on the side of the arena.
He's played out.
Hey, you want to roll for your thievery?
Sure.
I call this style, but that's just me.
I approve of you calling it style.
Go for it.
Double sixes.
That would be 18 cash.
Nice.
There's 3 per level of success and doubled because it's crit.
Fair enough.
Nemo,
Totally
you
did
are
not go as I imagined it going, but my brain was not on the correct wavelengths.
Nemo, you are escorted out of the arena, where your companions are just lowered down to the street next to you, and Kay just slips quietly out of the crowd. All of you considerably richer than when you went in.
This would be nice for the shop, yes?
Yeah.
I don't think that we should do that again, though. I think that that was actually meant to be deadly, even though it didn't look like it was supposed to be.
Balbo, you do now have an X, and Ender, you have 2 X's.
Ooh.
Hmm.
I mean, I could go again.
I mean, I could too, but maybe we should do different races so that we can win one because there's a wall. And they don't like when you try to go around it.
They also don't like when you try to cheat, but what good is it to have rules if you're not allowed to break them?
I know, right?
I feel like that's
Well-
in my entire existence anymore, is just to bend the rules of reality to fit my whims.
I spent the entire race breaking rules, and I can definitely say that it doesn't work quite as well as when you go with the flow, but it can still work.
I don't know. I was going to just win the race automatically by cheating the code, but the architect caught me. Fucking bastard.
As you're having this conversation, you all see a figure, just this long, gray trench coat, hat tucked down, collar up, just kind of mosey towards you.
It's not Toss, is it?
Oh no, much shorter, like maybe 3 feet
Okay.
tall. Just gets close enough. Hey, hey,
What?
What?
you looking for some games? Some off the beaten path games.
I feel like there is a stereotype against trusting people, shading people in a trench coat.
I mean, if you're not interested,
What
What's
kind
in
of
it for us?
games?
all the kinds that they don't lack up here.
Off the
We like
beaten
things
path,
they don't
like
like.
things aren't going to have roads at the end of it, or because like that was nonsense.
Also, that was a very unclear answer. I feel like I should impress upon you the fact that you might want to increase your communication skills,
He just kind of
because
steps to the
I didn't get
side
anything from that.
and just like drags his foot along the street, and the stonework just starts to crack until it crumbles downwards, just bit by bit by bit, until it forms a staircase.
I think that's our way to whatever's beneath the ground.
Aye.
Okay.
Have you ever been to the Unknown District?
Why would I be going there?
What do you know
See
of
what
it?
it is?
Don't know, don't care.
I didn't know it was the uncaring district.
Like, starts looking around. Look, you got a little cash on you. Do good down in the pirate's den.
The
Hmm.
Pirates Den.
You're not interested.
Like LimeWire?
No one's used LimeWire. Oh god, I don't even know if my grandfather used LimeWire.
Right, it's all Kazaa now.
Well,
Are you suggesting that we play torrents?
Whatever you want to call them.
I mean,
How
we
many
do
people
wanna.
are supporting these, though?
Officially?
Do I need to get an emulator for these?
Alright. He just starts to turn, and that stairwell just starts closing up as he does.
Oh no, wait.
We went one jump too far.
I'm following him. 100%. Right
Following
behind.
him down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Pass through the floor, through the clouds, and what was a very vibrant, very welcoming atmosphere above. Down here, it's more cramped. It's more dark. Everything feels damp for some reason. Everything. but in a almost mimic sense.
Feel-
As you're
I feel
walking down the
moist.
steps, you find yourself walking up the steps. You are looking up, which is technically looking down. You're standing on the ceiling. This place is a mirror.
Are there things that like let us know that we're standing on a ceiling? Like, is there furniture on the ground? Like,
if you were to look around, nothing would seem odd, other than the
Okay.
fact that you know for just a moment ago you were standing the other way. But in kind of the alternative version, where there were clouds with different gaming districts, down here it's just chunks of floating landmass.
Where that's not been supported. That was the entire issue. I don't want to be stuck down here for days trying to download something.
But if we're stuck down here for days,
Unless
We're surviving.
Days are gonna pass.
7 days are gonna pass.
He just turns for a moment, surprised that you're behind him. Then he just like taps his foot on the ground, and again it just opens into a stairwell. You're not trapped. That would be bad for business.
I'm gonna lift my left hand. Does it show up as my right?
It does. You are now playing controls inverted.
Oh, great.
I'm gonna
I really
change
hate
the
it when they
start
mess with
menu
the controls.
and like see if there's a way to turn off the X/Y axis and like revert it.
Hey,
Yeah, let's go mess with the settings again.
Mhm.
trench coat guy. Can you tell us what the icons mean?
Oh, it's a bunch of nonsense that they use to confuse and distract you. Down here, you're not
Speaking
going to
of-
find any of those silly icons. You need anything, just ask. Someone will answer
Speaking
you.
of confusing distractions, what happens if I fly?
Asking me or the very shady, totally trustworthy figure?
I am asking you as the GM because Kay's curiosity is getting the better of her.
You trying to fly up?
Just hover.
Hover up.
Yeah.
This is you.
Ow. Okay. That was not what I expected to happen.
It's
Okay.
backwards. You want to go up? You gotta go down.
Unless you go to your settings menu.
Would
If
you
you
like to
tell me
mess
to
with
get-
your settings menu, Nemo?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yes.
Are you gonna roll higher or lower than I did?
Oh God.
Oh, damn it. I'm going to roll higher.
Okay, go for it. I got a 3. Is that a
That's
5?
a 5.
Beautiful.
5.
You
This
are
die is
able
good to know.
to just kind of sift through the code till you find, the cardinal directions, and they are indeed all flipped. It just takes you a moment to flip them back.
That's better. I lift my right hand and it's my right hand again.
Yep. If you'd like to instruct the others, everyone could do so now without risk.
If you'd like to be able to fly, Kay, just go to this menu and then down about to 4, and then you're gonna actually need to like turn your head this way a little bit, and that should pull up a secret menu where you can pull up your axes.
Very much.
You're welcome. Did you lose the tooth?
I was miming her like face to the ground.
The Balba and Enders, the two of them are trying to right Kay back onto her feet. The two of you are approached by just a handful of sales bots that all just hover in front of you. This holographic menu just appears out in front of them, full of just black market goods.
What's on there?
what are
Anything
the
and
good goods?
everything.
You know, I'm kind of feeling a low-key simulator.
Yeah. Anything in particular?
Who wants to wash a car for a couple of days?
Yeah, I mean, if you want a simulator program, they could absolutely whip one up for you.
Maybe mow some grass?
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe we create a bot that just creates paintings and gets better with it. Its skill over time, and we just sell this painting.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a piratey thing to do.
I mean, like if we
A
just
very black market thing to do.
built walls around it so that it couldn't escape, and the only thing it could do was paint, we could make a lot of money.
That figure just takes a few steps back and then, steps his foot on the ceiling, technically, creating that staircase, and just walks his way back up main floor.
It doesn't like The Sims.
He's not a fan of any of you in particular.
Oh.
But down here, streets are much darker. See that everyone that passes by just kind of stares at you distrustingly. There are no ghostly shadow figures to represent an online user down here. Here, everything is almost blacked out. There is no identity to these figures. They're just a mass of hidden data.
And yet they have personality. Whose soul did they put into this so that they would have that? Is that even possible? When did code become sentient?
Roll it.
1998 Digimon Adventure.
There it is.
Are we away from the eyes of the viewers here?
Seems like it.
Or it may not be great to be down here.
Well, we
Probably
can't
not.
get the adverts.
More for
Yeah.
long periods of time is what I'm thinking, because if we want to be necessary, then we need to be popular. Like high school rules.
Yeah.
Well, then why don't we make down here the popular place to be?
I like that.
Bring the cloud here, you say.
Yeah. I mean, just move the cloud.
Can we
Can we?
do something with the HUD to make it so we are like a strange first person feed that people can access?
Ooh.
Like a secret thing.
I also have a token that makes me the center of attention.
Yeah. I
Then
think
perhaps you should be
And
the
that
one
would really make Mr. Toss and the other architects pretty mad. That's kind of what we're doing here.
Like, if you want to spin it as this secret place that we've found a break in the code to find this place, and we are uncovering their secrets, things that they've never seen before, the crowd would go wild over that.
Like this is the real game.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, if nobody ever wins, this has to have been going stagnant for some
Right.
time, right?
Yeah,
So,
screw
something-
Marco Craft.
so I'm sure we did generate quite a bit of popularity there. I
Yeah.
wasn't really paying attention to the crowds. As we break
didn't-
Hooper's brain now, as
I didn't see a lot of those thumbs up coming out of the sky, to be fair.
I'm just really sad that I wasn't able to pull a banana and throw it.
That
Feel
would have
like
been
that's
really
the thing
cool.
to do.
I'm
Yeah.
sad that none of you rolled the nuke.
What?
So yeah, between what you've all done with your interfaces so far and your ability to be the center of attention, uh, yeah, I think you could do that no problem. Patch
Would
into the stream of data that connects everything here. Focus on you.
would we be able to get like an idea of how big the standard feed is versus this pirated feed that we're building? Like, could we get viewership numbers?
If you
If we hack into the main data, we should be able to get all of those viewers.
yeah, if you blocked others to basically focus, then yeah, absolutely. The more
I
Just
love
make sure
this.
to wear your beautiful grotesque. Just for Toss to think that we've been wearing it this whole time.
the more you draw attention to yourself, more likely you are to get discovered by the architects, however.
So, which is more important, pissing off the architects and Mr. Toss, or staying undetected for as long as possible to survive these 7 days?
I think the most important thing is becoming integral to the game. Because if we can do that, that would mean that they can't get rid of us directly. They would have to start playing our game. And if we bring them onto our playing field, we have the advantage.
I worry that the principal causality of this and the correlation of our deaths are linked, but I don't think that there's any way to avoid that.
Probably not.
So we should contribute and influence as many people as possible so that it is beneficial to their wallets to keep us alive. And then we market it in a way to the audience to be the likely first group to come out, because then they can do press tours and stuff with us, right? And if we survive this, we can continue to fatten their wallets. That's how we play. We make it advantageous for them to keep us alive.
Yeah.
Right? If you would like to force your way through these feeds to monopolize attention, to control for at least a few moments, the data stream that's coming out of this, I would need a power roll from whoever is helming.
I think that would be Baba, right?
It would, but my power is not good, so this might go horribly wrong.
Also, we could come up with the plan and then let the person that actually has dice in their power pool execute on the plan.
Yeah,
True.
that would be my.
That would be Ender. just to be clear.
Yeah, I only have a 2 on power, so
I've got 1.
Because if anything, I can give Ender my
your
token
patch
to
for-
make them center of attention.
I think my goal in this would be to, once the feed is hijacked, sell this underground feed as something organic and different and exciting to the people. That's what I want to work on.
Agreed.
What do we think would be new and exciting to the people in the gaming district?
The black market, like showing some of those goods.
We got to come up with something new.
Something exciting.
What
On
about
Something
the
that you
ground,
can lose
love.
yourself in for days.
I have an idea.
Okay.
We give them choice. If we can purchase whatever games we want and then choose to play them, choice is something that they have not had before. This has all been under an architect's control. They decide who plays what. But if we can give a fraction of that power back to the audience, they tell us what they want to see. We go buy it. Torrent it.
Community
whatever.
engagement.
And they could possibly pump in the currency to get things.
For sure. What if we
And-
asked them to choose our next trend rather than having the game makers decide?
We
We
could.
could even create like glitch scenarios where we move from game to game to keep it exciting.
The one thing I would caution on that is that the architect would be able to tap into that code, and if they don't like what we're doing, then they could change the rules and kill us.
Mhm.
Whereas if we just ask them what we should buy next, and then they help us buy it, one, they'll help fund whatever trends we want, and they'll have choice on what their favorite avatars are wearing.
This is very good.
And then now they get to kind of control us, but they're being given a choice.
Right.
I'm down.
I like this idea.
I think this is a plan that can't be taken away from us. Because what if the architects stop us? Okay, cool. They pull the plug on this whole thing. Viewers no
Then
longer
they
have
piss
control.
the
You know what people
viewers off.
hate? Losing control.
Mhm.
If they want to keep these viewers satiated and happy with the service that we are providing, not really them, then they can't take something that powerful away from them.
Unless they want to be cancelled. Because
Yeah.
cancel culture is real.
Okay.
This is a good plan.
Then why don't we go to an early break? Give everyone a chance to formulate the details of how you'd like to accomplish this monumental feat. And we'll come back and see just how successful you can be. It's manipulating the landscape that one of the architects handcrafted.
It's 000111001.
We'll be right back, everybody.
And that's it. See y'all.
And welcome back. Thank you for counting down, Caption Ninja. I appreciate it. So, where we left, we were in the Pirate's Den, where pirated games come to live and die off the radar. You devised a plan to make yourselves, to alter the reality around you to suit you. To make it so that they need you, that they can't go against what you want without risking losing popularity and fans and numbers, which is what this is all about, popularity. With that in mind, what'd you roll for your illusion, Ender?
Why I got 2 6s.
Beautiful.
Mm.
Might that make the rest of our illusions a bit better?
You all rolled successes. You're fine.
Okay.
Go. So, to kick this off, Ender, you are going to open yourself up to the stream of data and try to force it to bend to your will. I need a
Yeah.
power roll to kick off combat.
I think this is just like Ender in almost like a digital mindscape sort of thing, literally reaching out, grabbing a handful of wires, clutching it, pulling it out, shoving it into like a little box that's like right here over his shoulder.
Let's see it.
1-6.
That's a success. Are you spending or taking 1 damage to gain extra flow at the start of combat?
Oh, you're goddamn right I am.
So once again, we're starting with 5.
1 less. I do not have charged at the moment I changed
Starting with
clothes.
4.
I have charged though.
Now you have charged?
I have always had charged.
Did I add you for the last one?
No, but I wasn't involved in the combat.
We're starting with
I
5.
have charge.
You have charged
Kaido's
as well.
got charged.
I have charged. So altogether, our flow after that 6 roll should
Six?
be. He rolled a 6, which is 4 flow. I have charged, which is 5.
I wasn't counting the 6 for combat.
Oh.
Just because there was no consequences for not rolling it, other than combat would have been delayed a round. So, Ender, as you plug into the stream of data, just like a dam, it just starts cutting off other entry points further and further down the line as you continue to just force your influence down. Camera's on you.
While we were on break, I was so graciously gifted the heavy metal token to make myself the center of attention for 2 rounds.
How much flow is that?
It costs 3 flow because of my comfy headgear.
Okay.
Attention, faithful viewers. We, the Underground, have a surprise for you. It is a new era in gaming, and we're giving the power back to you, exactly where it belongs. You have a plethora of choice. By community vote, we will now determine what games are played and by who, no longer shackled to the whims of oppressive architects.
I thought we were doing styles.
Both.
That too. We can do that too. That's fine.
That too.
Later. We can cascade it. I got 2 rounds.
This is a very forceful speech, I will say
I cast
that.
Gift of Gab.
Well,
Yeah, and it's kind of that sort of,
mhm.
power to the players.
I won't make you sit here and give the full speech, but yes, as you are broadcasting this voice out, all of you are going to see the shadows start to bend and move until these massive cat-like creatures just pull themselves out of it and just start circling you, growling.
Y'all, I need 4 more flow.
Wants to go first?
I could probably start because I don't need to use my flow thing is more second turn.
Okay.
I can create a maze. I can trap him in a maze. I need 10 flow.
I can do my born combat thing, which I'm always happy to do.
Yeah. Okay, let's see it.
Smooth as ice. Should I go ahead and roll style?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's 5.
Heck yeah. It's just right back up to 5 flow. What does this look like?
Basically, I'm moving through. It looks a lot like Kay doesn't know what she's doing, but somehow she always ends up in the right spot to do exactly what she needs in combat. So it's kind of one of those, ducking to pick up a coin and a bullet missing you type situations. Not exactly that, but like,
Mhm. Looks like
more
you're
lucky than
stumbling,
good.
but then just a wave of ice comes out and just throws up a wall to protect you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the handful of these shadow cat-like creatures just leap and are immediately caught up in the wave of cold and ice and just dissipated. Their shadow just kind of splattering along the ground and around you.
And I'm gonna look back at Ender, like, toward the camera and be like, boring.
Who's up?
I'll go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for the right moment as these shadows start to bend, and try and time it correctly so that I can do this all in one go. I want to use crashing waves, which with my gear won't cost any flow, and I want to wrap them up in a whirlpool, which will make it easier for Bulba to trap them in a maze.
Absolutely. Just sweep their feet out from under them, just pulling them off balance. Even as they're trying to leap, they are just pulled off under the tidal wave.
I got 2 6s and a 5.
Yeah, I'd say that's a success. I think that brings it up to 11 flow.
Awesome.
Alba.
I'm gonna use all but one of that flow.
God.
Another one.
And I can. So what? I don't think I'll say it right, but I'm gonna use Paranestic Rhapsody, which is Beautified Grotesque, which warps the inversion into a maze. So around these creatures, the idea is to make like a labyrinth where we are the middle.
Okay.
And they have to go through the maze basically to get to us, but it's like never ending. So it'll at least slow them down.
Streets would just start twisting, buildings just either coming in closer or splitting up and turning into different alleyways.
Make it a circle. It is always harder to get out of the circle per Inception.
The waves would also just be cut off, but not before slamming these shadow creatures into the wall and causing them to just break apart. Their shadowy
By the way-
essence just splattering.
They would have gotten a +2 damage on their crashing waves for the fact that it is Antiquity's Grace.
They have 1 health.
Oh, well,
So you were able to kill 2 more of them.
sounds great.
The waves that you created, just with the flowways cut off from the walls, they would just kind of continue flowing just naturally. The water just mixing in with more of that shadowy essence.
Can somewhere in this maze there be like the go-kart race where every once in a while you just see someone just shoot up into the air? They don't have to take damage. I just think it'd be cool to just randomly just see
cool.
people.
Absolutely.
On the Rainbow Road.
Yeah.
Well, we're into the second round. Ender. I need a power roll just to continue what you're doing, but you do still have an action on top of that.
Question:
full
Does
of
the
dice
power
go?
does the separate power roll generate flow?
I'm not counting it. Because it's not technically part of combat.
Fair enough.
5.
5, absolutely. You maintain your hold, continue your speech, but you still have an action if you'd like to take it.
Sure. I think at this point his speech kind of evolves into God, almost more like sales pitchy. It's like, and even going beyond that, we'll give you more choice. Your bits, your cheers, your subs can influence the very trends of the world. and that sort of thing.
A real new
Um,
order with it.
Yeah, yeah. God, everything I have is so like aggressive.
I have 2 quickened, or 3 quickened, by the way, so we're getting 2 flow every time I have a turn.
Oh, nice.
I just realized that my tags are all quickened.
Oh,
Oh, keep in mind that's only for looks. So if it's 3 clothing pieces, you do have it.
Oh, it's not part of the tags. Your patches don't count toward that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
damn.
think so.
But never mind.
I mean, if you're content
No,
to just sit and wait,
Yeah, I think he's just so engrossed in the speech, and he's keeping power in that token to keep all eyes on him and away from his party. Yeah.
all right.
Could your words be attacks in and of themselves?
Could they?
I was just thinking
Hmm.
about it.
The pen is mightier than the sword.
You're talking out to the audience, unless you're attacking the audience.
Ah, fair.
Can I attack the architects through my words?
They're emotionally wounded. But
There will be a mean tweet about it later.
Yeah.
that maze around you starts to vibrate and shift outside of what you had commanded it to do. The shadow that had pulled down just collects along the walls until all of it starts to melt down. That street around you has started to disappear into nothing. You see a figure just standing there, kind of above the streets, holding out a familiar trench-coated figure, just like Batman style, off the edge of the building. See them look at the figure, look back down at you. Thank you for your assistance. Then she just tosses the figure off into the void. You've been a thorn. My mother sent me to remove you. I feel sorry for you.
One of the sisters. Let's go.
You know, that's really kind of you, actually. I've been having kind of a bad day. So it's really nice to hear some empathy.
She is going to use a move, going to obscure reality, and just plunge the 4 of you to darkness.
But where there's darkness, there is always a light.
There's just echo.
Over at the Frankenstein
laughter.
place?
Who's up?
Question, can we switch what tokens we have equipped in the middle of battle?
Don't believe so.
Okay.
Who's up?
We are.
I need 8 flow to do cool things.
We're at 1.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to try and find the light that Nemo keeps talking about in the darkness. Or, create my own as I kick out my Heelys and sparks start to fly. I would like to try and find a glitch or a crack in the programming of this darkness to get rid of it.
Ooh. How so?
I would like to use the sparks from my Heelys to kind of bounce around a little bit, and see where it like takes, if that makes sense.
You're
Like
just
where it doesn't
going.
just like where it doesn't like disappear, but it's looking for just like a crack or a
Okay.
seam or
Maybe
somewhere that I can just.
the weakness in the illusion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
A 6, 2 5s, a 4, and a 1. So 1 6.
Yeah.
Which brings us up to 5 flow.
You get 4 flow?
We had 1.
Yeah.
A 6 is 4 flow.
Is that? I've only been adding 3. Whoops.
I promise I'll send you a screenshot. I'm not
No,
lying.
I believe you. That
Yeah, 4 or 5 is 3, 6 is 4, and
that's
the
it.
multiples
Yeah.
is 5.
Yeah. You just start taking off, just letting those sparks just wash against the dark until you're able to find a seam and just slip out and find yourself a good distance away from your companions as you just come stumbling out of the illusion, seeing that they are still firmly trapped inside of it.
Over here, guys! Follow the sound of my voice and the remnants of my spark.
Who's that?
Let's make mommy mad.
Okay, I think you needed to go, right? You needed the flow.
I still need more flow.
You still need more.
Yeah. I need 8 total to activate Perfect Zen.
3 more flow.
Yeah.
Enda, do you have anything that you'd like to do?
Ender is still mid-speech, now just talking
Yeah.
in darkness.
Yeah.
I'm going to chase the spark that Baba created, and I'm going to try and amplify it with crashing waves
Ooh.
because lightning and water
Mhm.
react so well together, and that should be able to light our path out. It won't cost any flow because it is only 1, and then with my gear, it's -1.
Absolutely.
And I would guess that would be power.
I call that
Right.
tempo.
Yeah, or tempo. Okay, then that's 3 dice.
Yeah.
I got a 6, a 4, and a 2.
Beautiful. There's just a moment where the sparks start to die and then the water hits it, and it's just this burst of energy that just courses through the water, creating this full illuminated path that you're able to just sprint through, make your way out of the illusion.
Come on, Kay.
I have 2 questions.
Mhm.
That generates 1 extra flow from being a combo, right?
Up to 10.
Okay. Then I am going to activate Kay's Perfect Zen.
Ooh.
And the way that I am portraying this, like when it's in combat, Kay gains the power of flight, basically being able to no-clip, and essentially becomes part of the data stream, like zooming around like a light under one of the Tron cycles and just hitting everything that she can.
Yeah. Would you call that power? Just absolutely just saying, nope, I reject your reality. This is my reality. Let's go.
I think because Perfect Zen, it allows you while airborne, 3 to 5 on a style roll counts as a 6.
Ooh,
So I feel like inherently it's connected to
works for
style.
me.
So only if a 2 or a 1 is not a 6. And that is a 4, so it counts as a 6.
Beautiful.
And that'll help me generate because it's for the rest of the scene, so I can continually use that without using up any more flow.
That costs
So
8,
you-
so we're up to 6.
Okay.
So for the rest of the scene, I'm basically a flow battery.
You just turn into data and just fold your way out of the illusion to join your companions. You'll turn back to see where that shadowy essence still is locked around Ender.
I'm going to shout out before Ender's ends his speech and kind of like hype up the audience from our feed out here. Be like, look, they're already trying to silence us. They're trying to silence your voice. They're trying to silence your choice. And then look back to Ender.
Behind Ender, you'd see that same feminine figure cloaked in darkness, just a wicked smile. None of the rest of you matter. And she's gonna pull out her Shadow's Garrote and just whip it around Ender's neck and just pull the two of them down into the darkness. So Ender, that's 5 damage.
Okay.
How you looking?
I'm all right. I got a real cool shirt that doubled my health during the break. That's not what I'm at. I'm at 3. Oh, I'm not. I'm at 4.
That moment, that stream of data is just physically cut as Ender's airway, or whatever the data manifestation of an airway would be, is now being squeezed. And the two of them just disappear back down to the shadows. But don't worry, I left playthings to deal with the rest of you. And more of those shadow creatures start pulling themselves back out of the darkness around you. And she's going to use Conjure Nightmares. The rest of you just see these things start pouncing and just ripping and tearing their way into each of you. You'd all take 1 harm. And it's back to you. Ender, you have a moment to fight if you would like. Or you can try and get off one last bit of speech before you were
Hey.
pulled out of the stream.
Hey, how much flows in the pool right now?
6.
Okay. Can I have like tried to get under here
Absolutely, yeah.
so that I have just a little bit? And is my connection cut or
It is in the process of being cut, but you still have it.
just like desperately holding this thing back? All they want to do is drown your vision in darkness. What I can promise we will do, we can make this game a beautiful world of light. And I'm going to spend 1 flow and toss a handful of like dice out onto the ground, and from each one blooms a large circle of plant life around it as I'm using Gaia's Surge. Something phosphorescent. I don't know
Absolutely.
plants well enough, but I know they exist.
Yeah.
Would that light be enough that I could follow down? Since I am no clipping, I am in the middle of flight.
I would say so, yeah.
I want to try to glitch it out to where I am basically like switching places with Ender, whereas she was fighting somebody that she was facing towards their back before.
Mhm.
I want to come in and be face to face with her in a replacement and be like, let's show you some real darkness, okay?
Well, I feel like
And-
that's power just from force of personality. Just like, no, you're dealing with me.
Okay,
So fucking cool.
let's try it. Oh my god, that's a 6 from 1 dice.
If there's ever a game for everyone to constantly roll 6s, this is it. How many flow was your Gaia token?
Just one,
Down to 9.
right?
Do you have anything
yes.
that reduces flow cost?
I do. It is 2 down to 1.
Beautiful. There's just a moment where she's staring at you, still holding on to Ender with that shadow garrote. But you can see that conflict of trying to deal with you or just finish off Ender. Are you trying to physically forcibly separate them?
Basically, I'm trying to come between them and force her into kind of a martial arts contest of sorts.
Absolutely. Make
Like,
you
not
the-
necessarily grappling, but using a lot of strikes in a quick way.
That'll shift the focus onto you. Balba, Nima?
How much flow do we have?
9.
Okay, I'd like to use 4 of that if that's okay with Balba. Okay. So I'm going to look, because with this phosphorescent plant life that's out there now, I can totally see them, right?
Mhm.
And I can see that Kay has taken this position of opposition with this architect. And I am going to look at her and be like, and once upon a time, there were 4 heroes thrust into this game. And the architect will be happy no more. I'm going to use Happy Never After and target her so that she deals half damage, and she's going to take 2 damage at the start of my next turn. And it lasts for 2 rounds, so she'll take 4 damage total.
Ouch. Looking up abilities. Okay. Yeah. Equal to half damage and a damage equal to tier at the start of your next turn. Ooh. Okay. Okay,
How
okay.
how do you think Kay can last until the start of Nemo's next turn?
I have 9 health left, so I feel like I'm pretty good.
Okay. Then kind of comboing off of what Nemo did, I'm gonna use 4 flow, and I'm gonna make sure this is the right tag. My plan was to also get the daughter off of Ender, but I want to use, because there's only one of them, I just want to use my singularity crash to hold them still. I can't bring any more to them. But then once she takes damage from Nemo's thing, she will take an additional 4 damage from me.
Beautiful. All of you
And
just
what that
piling on.
and what that looks like out of Ender, who's wearing Bulba's shirt for this, is different constellations and galaxies are just lighting up and shifting around her as space just traps her where she is.
Absolutely.
And that's 4 flow.
You are now out of flow.
So if she was comboing, she'd gain 1 flow, right?
Only if you had to roll for a success. This
Oh,
just happens. At the end of the round, the enemies will get to go. The two of you that just started launching your attacks into the darkness again feel those shadow beasts just bearing down onto you. That is now 3 harm to Bulba and Nemo. As they didn't have to move, they are just doubling down in their efforts, just continuing to tear into you. And you get that the longer that you stay, longer that they can just focus their attack on you, the more and more damage they will continue to. On her turn, however,
So now we have all kinds of light. So we have now created the light in the darkness from all of us.
we're going to steal your whispers. So for the next round, none of you can hear each other. And then, of course, Kay, you're just going to feel that garrote around your throat, so you're taking 3 harm.
Okay.
And it's back to you.
Shall I start off the festivities?
I could use 5 flow to do a thing.
I will be generating flow because I will not be using it.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
So what I'm going to do, since my whisper is stolen anyway, I'm gonna lean in real close to her and say, I really think you need a makeover. And fly up with her, dragging her like around, hitting like walls and such. Basically trying to rearrange her face.
Let's go with power -1 die.
Okay.
'Cause you were trying to pull her by her own garrote wire.
That's fair. I was hoping for style, but we'll go with it.
If this is a contest of strength.
That's still 4.
4.
Do you only generate flow if you use style?
No.
Okay.
So that'd still generate 3.
Bring this up to 3. That wire is gonna dig in around your neck. How long does Never Happy Never After last?
2 rounds.
Okay then. That's gonna be another 3 harm to you as you that
Thank you,
wire is
readers.
biting in. Cedar the Barefoot, holy wow. Thank you so much for the raid. Barefoot. Yeah, I can spell. We are playing some Vibe Check with a little different story because we are in the internet. We are competing live on Twitch for a chance for all of our lovely souls here to return to the land of the living. They've already faced down the Ender, the being that the architect that controls commercials. They're now facing down the Mistress of Blood that controls the District of Games, and they are trying to hack into her own data stream to send off their own message to control their own games, defying everything that she stands for. And they are currently fighting against the shadows themselves. Thank you all so much for coming. And, yeah. Let's fight some shadows together. But, yes, Ender, she is full on just ripped off of you and takes up into the air with Kay, who still has that garrote wire around her neck, and now the two of them are just propelling up. Does the singularity prevent all movement? Because if so, she's not going anywhere.
I have to find it again. Hold on, the print is small. It pulls up to 4 enemies to a certain point.
But doesn't stop them from moving after that.
It doesn't say anything about stopping movement.
Absolutely. Then she is gone up into the sky. Alright. Bulba, Nemo, Ender, what you got?
Nemo, why don't you go so we can do our thing?
What thing would you like to do?
Because on your turn,
Oh, yes.
yours goes off and then mine goes off.
How much flow do we have,
3.
GM? 3.
She is also no longer in the singularity.
She is the singularity, so she is still in it.
You target a point, correct? And it draws creatures
No,
to it?
no. Everything is pulled to a point. My point was her.
Yeah. So
Oh.
the point is where she was.
But if she takes damage, she detonates because she was in the singularity when I cast it.
Okay.
Then let's see here. In order to do what I want, I really need 4 flow. But what I will do instead is I will get these shadows off of us. And I'm going to do my trusty crashing waves for 0 flow. And I'm going to whip the oceanic forces around us and push them out away from our board.
How about a power roll?
Okay, and I think hold on. I have to. I like this dice better. I've got a 6 and a 1.
Dice treat you well.
I know. Only the one that's been treating me really well all night is the one that gave me the 1.
Still, up to 7 flow as they are pushed back away from you, ready to pounce back. First opportunity. Ender
And
or
that's plus 2 damage to them, by the way. So all the ones that were pushed out because it's
all the
anti-mini
ones
spray.
that were pushed are dead. Would very quickly be replaced. That is going to be a loot drop, however.
Yeah.
1. I think that's health.
For me or for Baba?
It actually happens at the end of the round, and anyone can take it. So at the end of the round, we have a floating health for someone to take. But Balba and Ender, I think it just leaves you two.
What did your happily never after thing do?
At the start of my turn, she took 2 damage, and then at the start of my next turn, she'll also take 2 damage.
Okay, so she took 2 damage from you, 4 damage from me.
And she only gives half damage for the next 2 rounds. Or yeah.
Are we at 5 flow?
You're at 7 flow.
All right.
And I'm sure she's not happy with Nemo.
Yeah, it's fine.
No.
I'm very glad we're silenced because Ender will spend 5 flow to use Ursa Major and make a very bad right to bear arms pun as his arms turn into bear arms.
Yes.
But it's fine.
Bear
Nobody heard that.
It's entirely possible.
We felt it in our souls.
You knew what happened.
And he's going to leap up to kind of where to where her and Kay are like flying around
Mhm.
and just like bear hug.
Yeah.
suppose she'll have to-
Grip from behind, claws into like chest.
Power roll, please.
She's gonna need to grin and bear this.
You know what? I've got the perfect thing for this. Hold on.
Holding.
I have bear ears.
Perfect.
This feels
Excellent.
unbearable.
Too many dice.
Too many dice.
I love playing at your table,
Oh
Hoop,
my
because you don't ever
God,
yell
why-
at me.
Why would I
For
yell
fun.
at you?
My husband yells at me for my dad jokes all the time. He's like, I will kick you off the street.
Also, the only thing I could think of when Hoop said too many dice is too many dice. Too many
many.
dice.
What was your
Um,
bare minimum?
All right, I have a request.
Uh huh.
Can I say that my claws are on fire just because I have the elemental tag fire?
Absolutely.
Cool. That is unhelpful. 4.
Oh, 4.
7 dice. 4 of them were
Wow.
1s.
Wow.
What's the tier of the token?
3, I think. 2 or 3.
Of Ursa Major.
Yeah.
I
I will find out. I'm on the tokens.
don't remember.
It is tier.
Well, they could be tier 1, 2, or 3.
I think all of our tokens.
I think
are
they would
tier
all be
1.
tier 1. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's tier 1 because we haven't upgraded anything with dust.
No, but I just got that one when I gave it to you from the last mission that we rolled.
They all
from.
start at tier 1.
No, we had to roll
No,
for them.
We rolled on that table.
And I don't think any of us got tier 1 ones. When we rolled.
It's a rare, so it's a tier 2.
So it's 5 damage. You just start ripping into her, which causes just her to kind of try to tighten and like pull herself out of the path of your bare blows, which is going to be another 3 damage to Kay as that garrote wire just continues to tighten around your neck.
That was some quality damage.
Okay. I have died and come back, but I have mortal refusal, so it doesn't count the first time. So I'm at 6 health now.
You come back with 6 at the next top of the next round.
Either way.
Well, if you come back now, she's just gonna continue to press and try to kill you again.
Yeah.
So for the moment, we'll say that you just kind of go limp,
That's fine.
and the 3 of you are now just kind of soaring through the darkness.
Nemo, I'm at 6 of 2. What are you at?
6 of 2, what, health?
Health, yeah.
Oh, I have quite a bit of health still. I'm at 10.
Okay, I'm gonna take that health that dropped then. Is it just 1 health?
Oh yeah, because it was just a tier 1 enemy.
And then I'm gonna try and get rid of. We still have more of these shadowy things, right?
Oh yeah, there is no end to the shadow creature.
I've got 2. I'm gonna use 2 flow, and I'm gonna use Magnesis Pulse as my Healy Spark. That does arcing damage to 2 enemies, so it would do 3 damage to each.
That's just gonna wipe out a chunk of these shadow creatures. And it'll give you another drop at the end of the round. Which I think is very soon. Those creatures are gonna have to just meld into shadow goo and reform themselves into a position where they can leap to get their attacks on you again, which would be 5 damage if you hadn't pushed them back and killed so many, but now they were back down to 1. And that's just onto Balba and Nemo.
Okay.
How much flow do we have?
2, because I don't
2.
think Balba generated it.
I did not.
I need some flow, guys.
Well, the Sister of Shadow, I believe now. No, it'll be next round that Happy Never After will fade. She's still at half damage. I don't know the answer to this question, and I don't think I want to know as to not metagame because she wouldn't know. She is going to try to execute Ender.
Okay.
Do you have less than 5 remaining health?
I don't, because Ursa Major gave me 6.
Oh my gosh, I helped you so much.
Yeah,
I'm
you
so
did.
happy.
You were not instantly brought to 0. Instead, you were just taking the 3 as she just whips around, tries to jam a claw into your chest, and only sinks about 2 inches down before you're able to pull the hand back out.
I'm going to blow kisses at her that are made of ice and try and freeze her eyes shut.
Well, she still has a move.
How does she? Well, I'm still going to try and do that.
Good luck. She is going to just dematerialize. It's back to you. Ender, that stream, your connection to the stream has faded.
Oh yeah, he hasn't been attempting to maintain it since the speech ended.
Although all of you can see the monitors around this part of the city where you had been broadcasting that forcibly. And as soon as that was ended, the screens all went dark.
I think it's time to
So-
go.
Yeah.
So, when Kay rematerializes, does she still have? Because she has power of flight for the rest of the scene. I don't know if that.
I would say that you'd still have it.
Okay. The goal was to pop back in and catch Ender as he's falling down
absolutely.
to bring us back
Yeah.
together.
Absolutely. Just looking up something quick. Or nope, you'd be revived immediately. I was wrong. As everything kind of starts to fade and turn back to normal, those screens all going dark, everyone around you confused, no one really seeing what had just happened, other than all of the destruction around the 4 of you. No signs of anything else, any other attackers. As all the screens come back to life, and they start playing heavily edited footage of the 4 of you just going on a rampage, just unleashing fire and sparks and ice into buildings, into crowds of these pirates, we'll call them.
Is
Oh.
their first love the sea?
Everyone stares at the screens and then back at you. What would you like to do? You know this is clearly false. Everyone saw what happened. Surely
Yeah.
this wouldn't sway them.
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take that token. I'm gonna reactivate it. I forget what it's. Heavy metal. All eyes on me.
We ended combat with 2 flow. So you'd all get $2, except unless you had quick, and then you'd get 1.
Yeah. And he's just gonna like turn. He's gonna like turn it on. Surely, no one out there. Surely everyone out there is smart enough to spot a Photoshop and then turn it back off.
The screens would flicker and then show the face of that tall, pale, feminine figure that had greeted you got off the train.
Mommy?
Sup?
I commend your efforts, all of you, but I will not have such chaos in my house. Congrats. I don't know what you've tried to accomplish with this, but you've won the day. Celebrate your victory for as long as you can. The rest of you, I would get out of here while you still can. And the camera would pan down from her, showing the edges of this space, of this district, that one by one start to just fade in and out, and then just flash into darkness.
I'm gonna stomp my foot the way the guy in the trench coat did to get the stairs to go back up out of this realm.
You can hear screaming of people trying to escape, trying to log out of this district. But things are locked down. Entire city blocks just disappear into the void, one after the other. Utter
Time to go.
chaos is ensuing. What would you like to do?
I want to leave.
Sprinting? Where are you headed?
I'm heading up into the game realm
Oh yeah,
from the
Yeah.
stairs.
I assumed that you all had walked through.
Mhm.
It's the same thing up here. The edges of this district are starting to shut down and narrow bit by bit by bit by bit.
Time to board the train yard.
You all turn and start sprinting towards the train.
Where is the train in relation to this closing off?
It would be the island over. You didn't go far. You went one island into racing, got distracted, and then stayed there.
Not us.
What? We didn't get distracted.
Never.
Is there anything you'd like to do, Kay, or are you just running?
I mean, since I can activate my tokens outside of battle, I'm not running, I'm flying. But
Absolutely.
other than that,
From your aerial perspective, you'd see that since no one has the ability to emergency eject from this district, the data streams have been closed. They are trapped here. You and about 700,000 or 800,000 other entities are all trying to crowd towards this train.
oh, that's
Do you think there's a
bad.
Do you think there's a way we can stop the closure?
I might have a quicker route. I don't know if this is taking way too much liberty with the hacking thing that we did earlier. But I want to forcibly move the data that is us. Like I want to reach in, pick ourselves up, and move us back to
Are you
hideout.
dragging and dropping our files?
Yes. I mean, I think it's editing location data in an INI, but
Higher or lower?
oh, this isn't Shit.
And Justin's so excited, can't even hold on to his dice.
Had a fistful of dice, was gonna show it to the camera, all of them fell.
No, you are
I'm-
manipulating the structure of the game. This is
I'm gonna-
hacking.
I'm gonna go lower.
Go for it.
Well, oh shit, I picked the one that's probably not gonna show up on camera the best.
I have no idea what that is.
It's a six.
Oh,
Damn.
the one
picked-
time someone chooses lower.
Yeah, I picked literally the worst possible of all my dice to put on a camera.
Damn it.
All of you are running, and you see Ender kind of slow for a moment, just almost goes translucent as he's trying to reach in and manipulate the data. You all see a third X appear above his head. He just kind of stumbles for a few steps,
And
And
you
then
have to stop
just-
dying.
drops. Not dead, just drops.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Dude.
fly and pick him up.
Do we know what? And did Ender say what he was about to try and do?
No.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, then I
Oh.
can't piggyback off of that idea.
I'm sorry.
The rest of you know are physically just dragging Ender behind you.
I'm going
But
to
you know
use
what?
the murder of crows to help carry him.
I
I have an important question.
Mhm.
When you die in this game world, you ragdoll?
I'm sure you did, because you were mid-run.
Okay, cool. Glad we got that sorted out.
But this does not
do with
count
that
as
whatever
death.
you want.
So this does not count against your tracker.
Okay, that's fine.
But just a murder of crows swarm all pick you up and just drag you along with the rest of the party. Lord of the streets and buildings are just being swallowed by darkness, like someone was just turning off one row of lights after the other, after the other.
I can try one of two things. I can try. Okay, it's kind of one of three. I can either try and create a maze to prolong, like, the surface area of what's happening behind us. Use the maze to trap the people in front of us.
Oh god.
Or use my singularity crush to clear our way. So we can get onto the train.
Clear our way.
And that is what I'm gonna do.
Could you choose the train as a point for the crash to draw us to it?
I think you can draw
It does.
enemies.
It says near enemies.
Okay.
So,
you
suddenly
can pull
hate
all
all
of
of us
them
for no
away.
reason. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, Balda, if you want to just create that singularity and just pull people off to the side, you are dooming them.
I mean, I think they're already doomed. Like,
Fair enough.
and it's either us or them. And we need to survive for 7 days, right?
Fair enough.
They had already resigned to the fact that they weren't going to play the game. So they expected to die here anyway. We're fighting to win.
Yeah. We're fighting to win.
Or my name isn't Nemo.
The
It
way
might not
is
be Nemo.
cleared. And you are able to just force your way past the crowd of people to get to the front. Where you see that same automaton just calmly standing. Tickets, please.
We want to purchase here.
Very well. That will be... No, I'm so sorry. Going out of stock for tickets. Please,
Oh, we
come
already
back
bought
later.
them. We are we already have
Are
passes.
we already on the are we already on the train when the robot approaches us?
There's basically like a turnstile next to him that leads into it.
On my signal, just jump the turnstile and go. They do it in the city all the time. I am going to I'm gonna get my Heelys going and I'm gonna just jam my foot as this is gonna be power, so this isn't gonna go well. As hard as I can to short circuit this robot.
Make a power roll, please.
This is not gonna go well. Oh. Oh, it's a 4. It's a 4. I think there's like some consequences, I think, but it's a 4.
The very innocent train worker that just collects tickets, that you have Jedi mind tricked and now Spartan kicked in the chest, is just blown
No, right.
backwards into the stall.
Don't let me around robots.
The rest of you,
Balda hates robots.
are you all jumping the turnstile and just heading into the train?
Yep.
I mean, I'm flying over it, but same
Flying.
thing.
Yep.
My
One,
crows
I-
are taking end to end.
I'll say I'm going wherever the crows go. I don't have a choice.
one by
My little
one,
pastry crows.
you all slip your way into the train where everything goes quiet. All the chaos and screams and crumbling of buildings, it's all just a distant memory. Train immediately starts. You can still see the hundreds of thousands of other users all stuck as that final light snaps off. No one else on the train. 4 of you sit. Silence. Little voice calls out. You all seem to have some knack causing destruction, don't you? Thin, suited figure stands up.
Well, they always say do what you're good at, right?
Oh, I appreciate it. Do. Causing trouble for the others. It's music to my ear. Unfortunately, could not hold to our agreement. It was a simple request. Adorn yourselves in a design that I publicly endorsed. Your chaos caused a lot of commotion, drew a lot of attention. Could have been such good friends.
Okay, terms
Can
of
you really-
Slender.
Can you
Let's
really be friends with TOS?
Yeah. Terms of Slender, I really need you to know that your request was dumb. That's it.
I wish you luck. I really do.
No, thank you.
Wouldn't thank me just yet. There's only one stop left on this track. He gestures above your heads towards the X's. You have too many strikes to stop anywhere else.
Where are we going?
The end.
I don't think we're supposed to go there yet.
And as delightfully ominous as that is, I don't remember the end being any one of the places we could go.
You
No.
don't have a choice.
There's always a choice.
Oh, of course, yes. You could get off at any time. Other than you are being hunted. And he'll just kind of gesture towards
We've
the window.
Being
Fill it with
hunted
static
the whole time.
for just a
Right.
moment.
Like,
And
what's
then-
different now than when we first started?
We were supposed to die in the first arena. You guys were pissed about that, so
Oh, you're not hunted by us. He fills one of the windows with static till it eventually clears, and you can see what is being broadcast across the rest of the districts, which is that same imagery of all of you attacking streets, attacking passerbys, using your gifts against innocents, and then that unedited footage of Balda hitting thousands with that singularity. And then Balda again attacking Turnstile Automaton.
No, we're traveling with the big bad.
There's a reward
You weren't
for
supposed to
your
figure that out yet.
there's a reward for your heads. You are free to leave at any point. You'll find no shelter, you'll find no friends. I was your best chance.
Was?
I can't very well be on your side now, can I?
I don't think you were on our side to begin with.
Yeah, really.
I could have handed you over immediately.
But you're still not. So that means we're still of use to you, even if you're not publicly
Not to
endorsing
me.
us.
You're entertainment for me. My district is safe from your chaos now. Now I just get to sit back and watch as you tear apart everyone else's home.
Is that what you want for us to do?
If it's in your nature, why not?
I don't know what my nature is anymore. All I know is that I'm data. I'm soulless zeros and ones. Without a name.
Gestures towards the screens. I would say your nature is anarchy.
I would say that rules were meant to be broken because this game has been rigged from the start.
It's the definition of anarchy, my dear.
But I don't know if that's who I was before.
Does it matter?
Yes?
If you survive this, you will be born someone new.
Is that what the reward is?
Life.
Any
And
life?
are you saying this train only goes one way?
For you, it does. By all means, stop the train. Get off. End your journey now.
Cue John Mayer, stop this train.
It doesn't matter to me. I'm here to watch the show and nothing.
Then why wouldn't you take us to the other districts so that we can do what we've done? If that is what you want, if that is what you're aiming for that entertainment, why would you not deliver us there?
I'm not going to help you. Also, Neon Lights Roleplay, thank you so much for the raid. We heckin' love you.
Oh, thank you.
We're having a friendly conversation with the Ender Gentleman.
Is it really friendly? We're all being super mean and sarcastic to each other.
As friendly as
I'm
this
just
party
questioning
gets.
anything.
I am at so what Bulba has been standing there doing, like not really engaging in this conversation, is she is trying to figure out how to redirect the train or figure out a way. So this our enemy right now is Mr. Toss,
Say
and
so.
he just wants to watch us for entertainment. So so she's just trying to figure out a way to either redirect the train to where we want it to go, or figure out a way to sever his connection to the entertainment so that he cannot see it and watch it.
You can stop this train at any moment. You can divert it to wherever you want to go. When he says that the only destination is the end, that's because that's the only place that you can go for your game to continue. Everywhere else is death. Everywhere else is the end.
What if we just wipe our slate clean?
And how would you do that?
With an esoteric truth? Or is it a falsity? Where we wipe the stain of our memories from this game. For all but the watchers and for the architects such as yourself.
Then you will have lost.
How so?
You know the game. Its popularity, its numbers, its
Mm.
fans. It's riling the
But
crowds
the
to be
watchers
on
would
your
still
side.
remember. It's just those that populate this game would not remember that we're the ones that caused the chaos.
And the watchers will see you disappear forever.
We were told the name of the game was to survive for 7
And
days.
they lied to you. The only way you win now is by making them play your game.
That's what we were doing, and then they decided to change the board again.
And change it back.
Oh, this'll be fun.
Or just lie there, give up, and die. I don't really care.
But you do, because we're fattening your wallets. How much did you earn off of our last stunt?
Too much to count.
Wouldn't it not be in your best interest for your wallet to subtly help us?
My dear, there's no negotiation to be had here. I'm here because you entertained me.
And because we made you all that much richer.
Irrelevant.
No, you would have been richer either way. You don't like the other architects.
Of course
You
not.
want to own this place.
I feel like I've been fairly transparent that I don't.
Then deliver us upon their evil, and we'll see it done.
If I
If
do, you die, your game is over. If I help you, your game is over.
If you want to be transparent, I don't know that I can trust that when the last time you spoke with us, your interest was purely in profit. Now you're telling us that something else is driving you. Why didn't you say that in the first place?
You think you're the first ones to try this?
We'll be the first ones to succeed, I'll tell you that.
Also, we're gonna be the first ones to look this good doing it.
I have this speech. Once a cycle, maybe more. It's always the same. They're always fight, die trying, burn down the system.
How many have actually succeeded the way we have in burning part?
None. I've helped those in the past. I have. I enjoy the chaos. That's why I know you cannot go with my help.
Well, bollocks on you then. I suppose that is the 7 days still a thing, or do we just have to beat the final boss?
What do you want to make it?
I want to live.
How?
I want to know myself.
Then do it. Don't let them tell you the parameters of victory. You're still aiming for their goals. You're still playing their game.
I'm so tempted to do something super stupid right
Do
now.
it. Do it.
Get in the comments. Come on, Volta's the
can't.
bad guy here.
I can't do it because it'll break the game, but I want to.
Do it.
Do it.
Break the game. Break the game.
Are you Data too?
No.
Sounds like something Data would say.
I've never lied to you once. The truth that no one, no other single soul in this paradise could claim, would claim, or will claim.
Well,
But I can see that my words are wasted here.
Well, you're not gonna help
wasted,
us, so
Just indifferent. We'll take your things into advisement. And next time I see you, I may do something incredibly dumb, depending on how helpful you are or aren't.
None of you listen, do you?
I've been listening for a long time, but I don't think that you are speaking the same language. I actually...
that's a good point. To discuss later.
You wanted to run. I'm telling you, that will end your game. You would have fought,
Well.
you would have sought allies. I told you, that will end your game. You want help from me? That
But if
will
we go
end
to the
your
end, is that
game.
also not an end to the game?
To their game? Yes.
Well, then if all of that's going to end our game, why don't we just play our own? And I'm going to reach down and I am going to grab the floor of the train and try to freeze as much as I can, hopefully like freezing the entire treads of the car.
I mean, you can stop the train with a thought. If any of you were to think, I want the train to stop, it would stop.
Oh, I understand that I can stop the train with a thought. I just want to do it with style.
I wanna yeah. I wanna go into our HUD and figure out they talked about speaking the same language. What is our operating system and what is Mr. Toss's operating system? Are we even operating on the same system?
You would have no idea.
Is there a role to figure that out?
This is a being beyond your existence. This is like looking up to the heavens and like being like, "All right, God, how tall are you?"
But can I figure out what ours is?
That wouldn't be difficult at all.
Yeah, I want to figure that out because that could probably help us. And also, a lot of people don't seem to be too interested in the unknown district. So if we need to hide out for a little bit,
You're on Windows XP.
XP. Gosh,
Better
Oh.
than
we
Vista.
need an update.
Okay, you just reach down, freeze the base of the car, and it would come to a just feel like it pops off the tracks and then just comes to this grinding halt. Where
Where's the unknown?
Mr. Toss was as the train has popped off the tracks. He's gone.
I don't like that guy.
Me either.
You are now stopped.
Then I will take flight just in case and fly out the window to see what's out there.
There's nothing.
Can I enter into the HUD and see if I can generate something?
Sure.
I want to try to generate the original old lady's study that we were in.
Ooh.
Complete with old lady, if possible.
Higher or lower?
Well, we're gonna try for higher. Oh. Equal again.
Second X appears over your head. There's a moment where you can see the room. You see that point in time where you were manifested into it. When something, some part of you, stayed behind. Something did not traverse with you into that district. It was just left to float in the nothing. In that moment, when you have the vision of that room, the old lady's house, when all of you appeared and you were set on your mission, whatever that was, whatever part of each of you was left behind, seems to notice you. Just little bits
Then-
of yourselves, something that you may not even realize was gone.
Then I want to try. If we left a piece of ourselves in a place that we weren't in for long, I want to try to generate something that Kay has no memory of but would have a connection to. I want to try to generate her home.
You power roll, please.
Okay?
As the rest of you are staring up at Kay, who is trying to just bend data into something solid. All of you start hearing whispers. The void pulling itself together to one cohesive creature. Barely discernible amongst the void beyond it, but a long, winding neck wraps itself around the train slowly. Then another one. All of them starting to squeeze, pull the train off. Nothing. What would the three of you like to do?
I want to try and wake up Ender.
How?
Splash some water on his face.
Ender, from what would have been just an eternal nightmare of being ever hunted by these shadow creatures for eternity. Them never tiring, never stopping, ripping you to shreds only to have you come back to life so they can do it all over again. You are suddenly just doused with water and staring at the ceiling of the train.
Oh god. Okay, where are they this time?
Did you have a nice nap?
No.
I'm really sorry. Toss came and visited with us for a little bit.
The train
he's
that you're in
absolutely
starts
wretched.
crushing like a tin can.
We should probably get out of here.
Oh, hey, just
Mhm.
bolt upright.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Just climbing out windows, climbing out of the hole in the floor created by Kay. You all just scramble your way out in time for these shadow-like heads to fully just crush it. and then rip the train off the tracks, just pulling it into the void.
We need to try and broadcast again.
Okay, you can kind of hear this, but it sounds so distant. Finally, something manifests in front of you. It's a house. Not sure whose house. There are occupants living there like ghosts. They don't seem to register your existence. They're barely even there. Who knows who they are? And yet, it feels safe.
I'll look back to the rest. Well, I tried to make home. I don't know if I succeeded or not.
I guess
But-
there's one way to find out.
I at least feel somewhat safe here. Should we check it out?
Check it out, rest. We can still access our HUD to get new equipment, yes?
Yep.
I feel like we're going to need it. We're going to need to prepare for quite the fight, but we need to broadcast again and let the gamers know that we're not the ones that chose to end that last district. The game makers got mad. They're the ones who decided to break it. All of those people died because of them. We need to own this narrative and get in front of it before they manufacture everyone's consent.
Well, would you all like to step into your new safe house?
Yes.
Yes.
It feels warm inside. Now you're finally starting to realize just how cold and empty the void is. And the thought of being trapped here for an eternity might be a little more weight on you than one would like to deal with. But here you are. Safety, protection, the chance to breathe, chance to heal, resupply. And I feel like that's a great place for us to put a pause in this game, give everyone a chance to plan out their next course of action, as they have fully gone off, literally off the rails.
Literally off the rails.
Like-
you can't railroad us.
I have like 3 pages of notes that now mean nothing.
I'm so sorry.
Not at all. This
No, that's what the like break on your face was when we're like, hey, we're gonna hijack the airwaves. Is just you mentally going,
just taking
Like,
my
oh my
notes
god,
and
you're
just...
gonna break it.
Rip.
But thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to my lovely cast.
Thank you for our lovely
Thank you.
DM.
Yeah.
I want to go around one more time, give everyone a chance to tell people who you are, and if you're working on any projects, people can check out where they can find it. We'll again start clockwise from me, which means we're starting with Dido.
Hello, I'm Dido. I was Chaos Bulba tonight. And I will be back here tomorrow night playing Die Laughing, which is a GM-less horror TTRPG. GM by Craig, who is the creator.
So excited.
I am very excited.
Alright, then that brings us over to Pix.
Hi, I'm Pixelated Bunny. I played Nemo today, and I will be at Playthrough GC running the Nomnivore booth, and I am a writer for the Emberwind content. So if you go to emberwindgame.com, it is also a GM-less game. So
Who needs GMs? Not
I mean,
me.
we stream the 2 books that are out right now on Mondays on Distal's Place, and we run with GMs because we've homebrewed a bunch.
Yeah.
Because they also don't stay on rails.
Rails. Where we're going, we don't need rails.
I was thinking the same thing, Hoop, when they took the train.
Over to Sin.
Hello, I am Sin Synthetic20 TTV on Twitch and Twitter. I just finished playing Hades through to the epilogue on my channel, so that was a lot. And this Saturday, I'm going to be doing a stream replay of Unpacking, which was the actual first game that I played on stream on my channel. It was a charity incentive a while back, and I'm making good on that. Also, really good, cool news that I can share is that I have set it up to where in April I will be going back to 2 days a week streaming. I had gone down to 1 because of my medical situation, and I'm slowly learning to work within my constraints rather than try to go against them, as I typically do, apparently, even when I'm in a PC in a game, so, you know. But,
Never.
yeah, it's fine. We'll see what happens with that. Otherwise, I am working in the background on my TTRPG projects, my first independent project, which I'm not ready to say what it is about, but I am working on that to release later this year. So, you know, if you're interested in TTRPG stuff, follow me on Twitter, and you'll learn more about it when I am able to share details.
Over to Justin.
Hi, I'm Justin, but that's not important. You know what is important? Trans rights. There is on itch.io right now the TTRPGs for trans rights in Florida. $5 gets you 505 games, including some of my personal favorites, Thirsty Sword Lesbians and Definitely Wizards. Please go check that out. Again, $5, 505 games. All the proceeds go to Zebra Youth and the Trans Inclusive Group to help trans youth out in Florida that have been subject to like abuse and have been thrown out of their homes and that sort of thing.
And if you can pay more, you can always put more toward those bundles than what they cost. So they are wonderful fundraising tools.
Absolutely. I just posted a
Yeah.
link in chat.
Can
Uh,
you go ahead and put a link in the Discord so that I can spread that to my community as
Yeah.
well?
Absolutely. Speaking of putting, donating more, if you donate $10 or above, send a copy of it to Action Fiction, and they have a special gift. I don't know what that is yet.
Amazing. Also, this bundle is so cool. There's so many great games.
It is. There's so much good
Yeah.
stuff in here. There's like Crawler. There's one cranky. There's a lot of stuff that have been like on my list to try out in here.
I still remember when they did the racial justice bundle a couple of years ago. I still play games from that all the time.
Heck
Got
yeah.
Celeste from that. God,
Oh yeah.
And
I'm
heard
sorry,
that.
kinds of
Sweaters by Hedgehog? That
uh,
looks adorable.
All right. Is that it? Is that it?
Yeah. I'll cede
am
my
so
time to that.
excited to see that. And I'm super happy to be able to support that. So, it's already shared in my Discord. So,
Well, I've been
Good
Andrew, your Games Master for the evening, and for most evenings around here. If you want to come and roll some dice with us, we do casting calls each and every month for one-shots and mini-series. We're also starting 2 brand new campaigns in April. That's Fabula Ultima, a TTJ RPG, and Avatar Legends. So stick around for both of those. They're a bunch of amazing casts. I'm super excited for. But
Hoop's great, and the whole Discord is just full of great people. So you should join.
That's
They're
all I
lovely.
got.
They make my day.
I'm going to throw a raid over to Q Times, who is currently playing some good old Dungeons and Dragons. But that's all I got. As always, be good people, do good things, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
See ya.